Aside from fiscal policy like taxes and public spending, and also monetary policy or controlling the amount of money in the economy, the government has regulations in place to control what you do with your money. Now, if you think you can't do anything about it, think again. Understanding the rules and planning accordingly will help you keep more of your hard earned money. And that's exactly what we're getting into in today's video. Hi, and welcome back to Stop Being Sold. My name is Michelle, and I'm here with Brian. And in this video, we're discussing the tools that the government uses to influence what you do with your money. And we're going to share with you exactly what you need to know to keep more of it from going to Uncle Sam. Let's start with a new rule that just went into effect with the passing of the Secure Act 2.0 at the end of last year. And that is beginning in 2025, all new 401k and 403b plans established after the enactment of the Secure Act 2.0 will be required to automatically enroll new employees at an initial contribution between 3 and 10%.
This just came up with a client of mine in the past week. She had switched jobs and got a letter from the plan administrator about their new 401k and asked to see if she should enroll. Well, the letter stated that they had already auto-enrolled her with 2% of her pay into a 2035 target date fund, and then the amount would increase each year by 1% until she reached 5% of her pay. Now, the Secure Act 2.0 not only has a provision for auto-enrolling employees into 401k plans without their consent, but the bill also allows for the plan provider to automatically increase these contributions. The amount will increase by 1% each year until it reaches between 10 and 15%.
But you can opt out of both of these, right?
Yes, you can. You can opt out at any time. They're auto-enrolling and auto-increasing, but they're not forcing you to stay in a plan or continue the increase.
Not yet, right?
Not yet. But the government has taken it upon themselves to allow plan providers to do this in your best interest.
Yeah, anytime I hear a politician or an elected official use that phrase, in your best interest, I wonder who got paid a whole lot of money to pass this legislation. Just saying.
I'm not commenting on that one.
Okay. All right. Well, probably a good thing. But while we're on the topic of 401ks and auto enrollment, you mentioned that your client was enrolled in a 2035 target date fund.
Yep.
TDFs, or target date funds, are yet another way that the powers that be are influencing where you put your money, because they're auto enrolling people into TDFs, which are also known as lifestyle funds.
Yes, they are. And before I speak to your point, I want to get back, take a step back and let you know what a target date fund actually is. Okay. Target date funds aim to align with your projected retirement date based on your age. For instance, if you're going to retire in 2060, you're auto-enrolled into a 2060 target date fund.
Yeah.
If you're older and plan to retire in 2030, you're going to be auto-enrolled into a 2030 target date fund. Sounds easy, right?
Well, it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be. The issue is that target date funds group everyone into the same investments based on their age of retirement. They don't look at your individual goals or even your individual risk tolerances. Instead, they enroll you in what they think will work for you. And studies have shown that these funds don't handle risk very well.
No, they don't. And that's the thing here about target date funds. There's been a lot of studies on them. The fees are high, and they're not often what's in the best interest for the investor.
Right.
We're going to move into ESG funds, also known as sustainability or impact funds. They're now being pushed on. Are you okay? I know this ruffles your feathers.
I'm not a fan of these. That's just me. That's me personally.
We'll push through this then. So that's really important that people understand, because they are being pushed on consumers right now, especially those with 401ks. Right. Because as of earlier this year, fund managers are encouraged to invest in ESG funds, whether or not they have great returns. And this is a huge problem. Now, proponents of ESG investing argue that addressing climate change, improving corporate governance, and promoting diversity can actually boost profits. However, critics and regulators have raised concern about these claims, as well as concerns just over how green, diverse, or socially conscious these companies really are.
Yeah, and Michelle, there's a lot of research showing ESG funds aren't all they're cracked up to be, and in many cases actually hurt investors' portfolios.
Sure.
Researchers at Columbia University and the London School of Economics compared the record of U.S. companies included in ESG fund portfolios compared to those that were not, and analyzed their findings inside a Harvard Business Review. They found that these companies in the ESG portfolios had a worse compliance record for both labor and environmental rules, and that ESG portfolios did not subsequently improve compliance with labor or even environmental regulations. Mir Statman, a professor of finance at Santa Clara University in California, concluded the same thing, that socially responsible funds tend to have higher annual fees, so their returns are likely to drag behind over time.
Yeah.
And even the Wall Street Journal also found that managed ESG funds cost 5 to 15 times as much in fees when compared to a traditional index fund.
This further validates my theory that the government, Wall Street, and big business want us to stay poor. They're forcing people into funds, whether it's ESG or TDFs or whatever fund they come up with next, right?
Yeah.
That don't produce the returns needed, and it's the opposite of why we're all saving in the first place.
Exactly. This is why before I buy anything, I do the research and look for all the gotchas and the pitfalls. Each of you watching this video should do the exact same thing. It'll pay off in the long run. Trust me.
All right, shifting gears here. Another way that the government controls how you spend your retirement money is through RMDs, or required minimum distributions, which is basically the IRS forcing you to take your money out of your retirement accounts each year after a certain age. And they don't care if you don't need it or if the market is in the crapper. You have to take a distribution whether you like it or not, even though it's your own money.
Yeah, my clients love these.
Right.
Not.
So do all the people commenting on our videos, man. I've never seen people get so upset, and I get it.
Furious about it. But if you don't take them, you're going to pay a hefty penalty. Although the penalty has been reduced a little bit thanks to the Secure Act 2.0.
All right, well, let's take viewers through the RMD and RMD penalty changes just briefly, because they're significant and they're kind of in the consumer's favor.
Finally.
Right?
Yeah. Now, the age for requiring minimum distributions rose from 72 to 73 for this year in 2023. And eventually in 2033, they'll go to age 75.
It's not bad.
No. But the penalty for not taking an RMD used to be a whopping 50%. Starting this year, Michelle, it drops to 25%. There's a whole lot more of these changes that I don't want to take time to go into in this video, but we just did a video on this that covers all the RMD changes for 2023. Make sure to check that out.
Yeah, we'll drop that link below in the pinned comment and the description.
Perfect.
All right, so let's move on to withdrawal penalties. If you need access to your money, whether it's in a 401k or an IRA, you're going to have to pay a 10% penalty for withdrawals if you're under the age of 59 and a half.
Yeah, Michelle, they penalize you for wanting or needing to use your own savings.
Right.
I understand this to a point. I truly do. They're trying to protect you from yourself.
Sure.
But it is your money. And if you decide to liquidate and spend all your assets, it's truly up to you. You got to suffer the consequences from that, right?
Yes.
But, you're going to get hit with that early withdrawal penalty of 10% plus pay normal income taxes on any withdrawal under age 59 and a half. There are a few exceptions to this, like the first-time home purchase and medical and higher education expenses. So
we're going to shift gears here, and we're going to talk about Social Security. Woo-hoo. The government reduces your benefits by up to 25%. That's a penalty for taking early Social Security. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, there's a huge increase in the amount of people taking early Social Security as soon as age 62. We see it all the time. We hear about it on our channel.
We do.
Comments a lot about this. But the government's going to penalize you in two ways for taking these benefits early. First, by permanently reducing your monthly benefits up to like 25%. And second, penalizing you if you make too much money while you're still working and collecting early benefits before you reach full retirement age. These rules change yearly, so make sure you know that what these are, and if you plan on taking early Social Security while you're still working. The way to avoid these penalties is to delay taking Social Security until full retirement age. But if you watch this channel for any time, that's a no-no. People go against that pretty hard. Yeah,
they do. I mean, and we've done a lot of videos on this and actually looked at a lot of the comments, and I get why some people need the money. Some people don't trust the system. So
I totally get it.
All right. Well, there are a lot more instances where the government controls what you do with your money, including this new 1099-K rule that the IRS has. And if you're using a third-party provider, such as like PayPal or with Venmo,
PayPal,
right? Etsy, eBay, you name it. To move money around, you're going to get hit with a 1099-K form and have to pay taxes on any transactions over $600. So unless you want a paperwork nightmare next year, go check out the video we're going to drop in the link below. It's too much for us to get in this video, but I wanted to bring it up and also provide you with that resource, because there are going to be a lot of people hurting when they are buried in stacks of paperwork, so to speak, come next tax year. If you like the content of this video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave us a comment. We'd love to know your thoughts. All right. Well, thanks, Brian, for this. And thanks to everyone who watched.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.